What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now, let me break something down to you guys. There's nothing complex about what I'm about to say, but a lot of people, they get it. Then you have some. The fanboys will never get anything that makes sense unless it's in favor of the fighter that they're fans of. I'm coming from a space, okay, I'm coming from a space of common sense and realistically looking at the situation for what these guys present to us. Alexander Usyk is unified champion. Tyson Fury is the WBC champion. Okay. Usyk holds 3 titles to Tyson Fury's one. This so-called fight is for undisputed. This fight is being treated no different from Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora. Treated it no different from when he claimed he wanted to fight Anthony Joshua. You mean to tell me within 6 weeks, there's no press conference, no nothing, as of right now. So they're going to try to cram all this in together within 6 weeks. Now everybody want to tell you, oh, but Sugar Hill is coming back, such as... Listen, I don't care about any of those little details that people are speaking of. A full training camp, okay, for an elite fighter going into an undisputed fight. And you guys don't even, the ones who don't use common sense to think, wait a minute, this is for undisputed on top of this, man. This guy's talking about no rematch clause and all of this nonsense and any little BS stipulation, okay, as far as I'm concerned, to make Usyk say, nah, I'm not taking that deal. Same way Kambosos was doing Haney. Haney called his bluff and see what happened, right? Tyson Fury offered Anthony Joshua 70-30. Eddie Hearn and AJ really couldn't dispute that because the man is coming off of 2 losses. And of course, that's the reasoning, right? He had 2 losses. Okay, so wait a minute. Are you telling me Alexander Usyk, who's the guy that beat Anthony Joshua 2 times, is only worth 70-30? Usyk only took that deal because he wants to fight. And like he said, you will take £1,000,000 and you will help the people of the Ukraine. Don't know if Tyson Fury said, okay, I'll do that. But basically, that's what Usyk threw at him. That was his terms. This is what I need you to do, right? And I'll take your 70-30. This is supposed to be for undisputed, and they're promoting. This fight is not even being promoted at all. Where's the promotion? And this is all supposed to happen within a 6-week period. Oh, it's at Wembley. It's going to be at Wembley. And yeah, this fight will sell itself. This is what Fury fans are saying. They don't promote the Super Bowl like this. You know about it in advance, way ahead of time. They have to go there, once, of course, it comes down to the last 2 teams and, AFC and NFC conference. We know that. But what I'm saying is you know how it goes. And it's talked about heavily. It's promoted commercial after commercial after commercial. Even when they don't know who's going to be in the Super Bowl, they're still announcing the Super Bowl because it has a set date. It has what channel is going to come on. All that. So it's still a build up to it. Even who do you think will win the Super Bowl? Who do you think will make it to the Super Bowl? It's always something to keep interest. You don't see WrestleMania being promoted 6 weeks in advance. No, this shit happens way ahead of time. I don't know what he paid Derek Chisora, and I don't care. But it's obvious Derek Chisora made more money in this fight than he's ever made. Okay? Well, if you pay a man 70, you offer a 70-30 split to a man because he lost 2 times and showed that he mentally broke down in the ring. And everybody understands why. If you really wanted that fight, why? Because you wanted him at a weakened state. So what's the excuse for offering Usyk 70-30. Because you did not want him to take this fight. You thought he was going to say, that's ridiculous. I'm the unified champion. Like Tony Bellew said, right? But he took your offer. Why do you think he's called him a sausage? And he said, you're not a smart man. You took 70-30. But I thought you wasn't a businessman. I thought you let Frank Warren and your team deal with all that. You focus on the fighting. See what happens when you're a jealous-ass person? And then you finally make it to where somebody else was? Okay? In certain ways anyway. And then all of a sudden now you call the shots. And then now all of a sudden you see the true dirty side of them. If this man is not looking at this fight like, yo, even I don't care who you think is going to win. That's not the point. Somebody has to win. I'm not here to make a prediction. I don't care about all that. Me saying I hope Usyk win because it would be good to finally have a heavyweight champion that wants to unify and fight the top guys there. And I believe if Usyk wins this fight, if it actually happens, whenever it happens, he'll fight Wilder. He'll fight Joe Joyce. He'll fight whoever is at the top of the food chain. Okay? We're not getting that with Fury. Why is it every time Fury has a high-profile fight, it's a problem? He had a problem giving rematching Vlad. And remember, Vlad's the one he got the belts from. So he took the opportunity to fight him the first fight. But then all of a sudden, he's going through mental health issues and all this, and he retires. Balloons up, get all fat, whatever. Okay. When it was time to fight AJ, it was a problem. When it was time to fight Dillian White, it was a problem. When it was time to fight AJ again, it was a problem. It's always a problem. Wilder had to go take him to court to fight in the last fight, which I don't understand because he beat Wilder the first 2 times as far as I'm concerned. But he had to take him to court to get him to fight him again. It's always something with this guy. He doesn't want to fight certain fights. He knows he can beat Wilder, though. That's the thing. He knows he can beat Wilder. But at the end of the day, regardless whether he wins against Usyk or not, why is it some curveball you want to throw around? People don't even understand how the business is changing. Look at the bullshit press Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis fight is getting. It's almost like people forgot that the fight's even happening. People have gotten so used to these Twitter wars and Instagram wars. And people making these little short YouTube clips. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to do this. Blah, blah, blah. You don't want no smoke. And this is the way they fight. This fight is not even being treated with the type of prestige that it deserves. So undisputed means nothing, and obviously. When I say, don't be shocked if this man fakes an injury and all of a sudden the fight's off, I don't care nothing about, oh, yeah, he's going to be with Fury from the 25th on. He's coming back. Yeah, that's okay. But at the end of the day, if he actually takes this fight, then that means he's been training all along for Usyk, but playing the mind games, which doesn't even add up. So just in case I have to actually fight, let me stay in shape. Because I know damn well he ain't going to get in fight shape in 6 weeks. That's bullshit. So he's already there or close to it. Okay? But he gets beat. What's his excuse going to be? The same people now talking about how Javon Sugar Hill is going to be there from this date to this date. Don't make no fucking excuse about, well, see, he didn't train with Javon Sugar Hill from the very beginning. See, he came in late. See, if Javon Sugar Hill would have been there, he wouldn't have. Don't make no excuses. Think about this, okay? Here's a man walking around with 3 belts that's been trying to fight everybody. Okay, that he became, they threw him in there and he became mandatory for Anthony Joshua. He didn't have to really do much, which I felt like he did leapfrog over other people, but at the same time, point is, he wants undisputed. He got the 3 belts from Anthony Joshua. Fury has the other one. At least Anthony Joshua was trying to make undisputed happen. At least he was out there wanting to fight these guys. We didn't get that with Wilder, and we're not getting that with Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury is one of these fighters that try to make it seem as though nobody's on his level. But the guys that's at the top of the food chain, he just has an issue with fighting them. For 70-30, a 70-30 split. So wait, imagine if Usyk only had one belt and Fury had the other three. What the fuck would he be saying then? Huh? What did he say then? 80-20? And what is the excuse? He's a bigger star? Well, Fury is not a bigger star as Anthony Joshua was. Okay, he's not. But even regardless, take all the star power bullshit. Take all the celebrity nonsense out of it. Break it down to just fighters. Two warriors that want to go in there and fight. You guys talk about fairness. You guys talk about, oh, you're supposed to make what you made in your last fight. Last fight that Usyk had, he was the champion. And it wasn't a 70-30 split. So you guys are not even holding up to your own word. And for him to say, you're not a smart man, you sausage, you're not a smart, right? He didn't really want him to take that offer. And that's all that was. See, you guys can't fight, and you don't know shit about boxing, which is why you say stupid shit based on your, right? Yeah. And you make yourself, no, he's not afraid. He'll beat him with a body shot. He's going to do this, he's going to do. I don't care about your predictions. Nobody cares. Nobody here, I'm not here to make a prediction of who I think is going to win the fight. That's irrelevant in terms of what I'm saying in this video. Okay? And any video that I've made leading up to that. But at the end of the day, the whole point of what I'm saying, there's no promotion about this fight. Do you hear anybody talking about this shit? You can go all over YouTube, any other social media app, and you don't see nobody, yo, Fury versus Usyk. Fury, you do not see this fight being pushed that way. So now, if this motherfucker fakes an injury or some bullshit, and all of a sudden the fight's postponed and pushed back, how stupid are y'all going to look then? I'm not going to look stupid at all if it doesn't happen. I'm just looking at professionally. You think that's professional? Yet this man, wait, didn't he bitch about having enough time to train? Right? So he wanted to fight Anthony Joshua right away, so he had enough time to train and prepare for his second fight that he wanted to have? For Usyk? So now all of a sudden he only needs 6 weeks? He only needs 6 weeks now? Do you guys not listen to the shit that he says and does? He's the one. Put all the stipulations down. He need this amount of time. He need this, but now he only needs 6 weeks. Y'all believe that bullshit if you want to. What I'm saying, real simple. His greed and the people, the powers that be in boxing, all they care about is money. Fury's showing you he don't give a shit about no fucking fans. He called himself the people's champion. You know what I respect about Floyd Mayweather? Because Floyd Mayweather say flat out, I don't fight for the fans. I fight for me and my family. These fans will cheer you today and boo you tomorrow. When your career is over, you've forgotten about, they go on and they cheer for the next guy. Tyson Fury tried to say all the right things to get the fans around him. Came with the whole mental health issue shit or obesity and all that to try to get the people like, oh man, oh Fury, I didn't know you went through that. Now look at him. Mr. I'm not a businessman. Mr. Calling Anthony Joshua a model and calling, all these little names he come up with for people, but he does everything, contradicts himself constantly, and does everything that he speaks against. Listen at this. Usyk took the deal with his stipulations. I haven't heard Fury say he accept that. He'll take £1 million and he'll make sure he helped the people of Ukraine. I didn't hear any of that. So like I'm saying, don't be shocked if this fight gets postponed. But at the end of the day, if you are okay, nobody should be stressing about this. But if you don't see the points of what I'm saying, this is for undisputed, but this fight's being treated like it's just some run-of-the-mill fight. What does that tell you about the state of boxing right now? We can sit here right now and go on YouTube and pull up fight after fight after fight, how it had incredible build up to it, and people was interested in it because these two fighters had a history of they put the package together what you wanted to see. So all Usyk and Fury's going to get is what? Maybe a sit down or a Zoom press conference over a fucking internet. That's what they're going to do. I mean, this shit has no buildup. This is no actual buildup. And for Frank Warren and the rest of his team, who are supposed to be businessmen as well, they don't think like, yeah, we need to build this fight up. We need to get as much prestige, behind this fight as possible, man. These are 3 prestigious titles, 4 prestigious titles that we're going in here to fight for. And he has the other 3 that we need. And we need to, whatever happened to that? Nah. This is one of the reasons boxing sucks, man. It really does. And for these fanboys who sit here and act like this type of shit is okay, all this nonsense, you guys really can't complain about anything. And when you sit up here and say Floyd fought for the money, every fighter fight for the money. The difference with him was he was honest enough to say that shit. And he put the work in. Can't take that away from him for damn sure. And you definitely can't talk about his resume and then fucking applaud this big bald-headed 6'9" looking motherfucker. Because no, he's basically full of shit. And every time he contradicts himself, I just shake my head and laugh because it's like his fanboys still won't get it. But it doesn't matter. See, the reality is you do something long enough, that shit will come back and bite you in the ass. And I don't see any reason for 2 talented guys to fight for undisputed. The 2 best heavyweights in the division, and all you care about is wanting to be greedy. Wanting to be greedy. Dillian White had to do the court thing with him and wound up getting $3 million more out of it than what he was actually they wanted to pay. So if he'd have just walked away like y'all said and just gave in and gave him his way, yeah, he would have been out of $3 million more. He went from 5 to 8 million. It's something with this guy, man, his greed. And he's obviously more concerned about Usyk than he pretended to be because he knows there's a possibility that he'll lose. Just like George Kambosos. And that's why they come up with these bullshit terms, because they know it's a strong possibility. See, the fanboys can say what they want. You Fury fans are no different from Wilder fans. They will stick by Wilder's side to this very day, to the day they die, that Fury cheated. And make up every excuse for everything that Wilder goes through. Y'all the same way with Fury. No matter what Fury says or does, you guys make stupid-ass excuses for him and try to make it like, oh, you guys take what he says too serious. See, that's the problem with y'all. Y'all a bunch of goofball clowns, and y'all okay with the bullshit. But you know what? Like I said, if he wins this fight, if the fight actually happens anyway and he wins the fight and he continues to do, what is he going to say? There's nobody left? Or he's just going to fight a bunch of journeymen? Huh? And try to tell you that, oh, this guy's just as good as AJ or just as good as Joe Joyce or whoever. I don't hear any more conversations from anybody else about this fight. And you can go all over the internet, and all you're going to see is clips of Fury and Usyk going back at each other. But you don't see a set date. We just hear the 29th of next month. But there's nothing going on to build this fight up. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.